Hi friends, welcome back to Merstack. In today's session, we are going to talk about how we can invoke a REST API from your data mapper. So there can be a business requirement where you want to validate, and based on the validation status, okay, you want to decide whether to pass this record to the target side or not. So to demo this use case, I have simply created a data mapper, and inside data mapper, I have a context schema where I have one context variable. Okay. To invoke REST API, Adaptia provides a method under global methods mapper utility class. If you go inside that, there is a method called invoke REST. Okay. So they didn't give any description about the parameters, but let me tell you there are 8 parameters. Let me drag here, and then we'll see one by one. Okay. So let me copy and let me explain what are those parameters in the bigger screen. Let me copy it to Notepad. Okay, so let me number all those parameters: 1, 2, 3, 8. Okay, so it needs 8 parameter, and all are string, and it returns the string. Okay, so it's the return string that is nothing but your response. We can say it's the REST response, REST API response. Okay. Okay, let me explain one by one. So first parameter it takes is the your something wrong with my keyboard. Okay, first parameter is your API URL. Okay, you call it API URL or web service URL. Second parameter is your operation, which operation you are performing on your API. Either it's a gate, so gate or put or post or delete. Okay, so either of these operation can be there in your API. Third is your based on the second parameter. Third parameter decides either it can be empty for get and delete, so it will be empty for get or delete, and it will be so request body for post and put. Okay, the third parameter based on your second parameter. Okay, so fourth parameter is your so MIME type. So request MIME type. So if you have request body, right, then you need to mention here MIME type of your request. For example, it can be application XML or JSON or HTML, like that. Then fifth parameter is your response MIME type. Response MIME type. Again, it can be anything. Application XML. I'm giving one example. Sixth parameter is your header parameters. So here you can pass authorization, or you can pass header parameter. Let's say you have multiple header parameters, then you can pass it like ID equal to 3, comma, some parameter, okay? Name equal to XYZ. Like that you can pass by placing comma. Or if you don't have right, then it will be empty. Then seventh parameter is your username. If your API needs authentication, then this parameter will be having username. Otherwise, it will be empty. Okay. Eighth parameter is your, you can understand now what you can guess. It's a password. Okay. Password. And if you don't need, then it will be a empty. Okay. So these are all 8 parameters we need. Okay. And all are in string format. So let's see. I always go with my favorite public REST API. So we have REST.in website where it provides the APIs, REST APIs. It contains all fake data. It's not related to any real entities. But if you want to test it, it has a proper data. Okay. So let me go for the single user. So if I hit here, so this is the URL we need to use. So first is the URL. So I am okay with my first parameter. Okay. So this has to be in single code. Okay, let me put it in single code. So this is my first parameter. Second parameter, I need to decide what is that. So that is a get method. Okay, let's go and see what is that. So if you go here and go back to the, so if you see that this is a get method. Okay, so let's go back to the notepad. So first parameter, second parameter is done. So this is my get method, right? So no request body. If I don't have request body, then there is no MIME type. And if you see, let's go back to the hit this URL. Let me go for the actual URL. So if you see the response, it is JSON. Okay. So in response JSON, we need to MIME type. We need to specify application / JSON. Okay. Later, if you see, I didn't pass any header parameters, so it will be empty. Then there is no authentication. It's publicly available without any authentication. So no username, no password. Okay. And it will return the string. So let's take this and put it in our data mapper. Let's see what it returns. So let me replace this guy with this. Okay. So your URL is ready, get method, and then your response MIME type. Let me response MIME type is JSON. So let's save this and let's see, save this data mapper. Okay, mapping successful. Go to debugger mode and generate the mockup data. Yeah, you can see that. Let's copy this and let's compare with our output what we have seen in the browser. So you see data. Let's go here and see. Copy this one also and paste it and compare whether we are able to see the data or not. Yeah. So if you see ID equal to 2, ID equal to 2 email, let's change this and see whether data is getting changed or not. Let me put it here 3. Let's save this. Let's go back and run this. You can see ID 3 and let's see, let's check. There is a scenario where there is no data. So single user not found. So let's pass me 23 and we'll see this will be empty. So let me go back to the data mapper again, go to data mapper and let's give here 23 and save this mapping. Let's go to debugger mode. It won't see, it won't return anything. So you can see that the response received from the REST call URL is 404 and message is empty. That's what we can see it here also. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So that's all from this session. You can make use of this use case in your actual project. Thanks for watching. Share with friends if you think it's useful for others. Share with hit the like button, hit the bell icon so that you'll get notification for future videos. Yeah. Bye bye.